The other day I was driving through this part of Madrid and there were loads of prozzies and they didn't have knickers on, and they were like, they had miniskirts on, and they were like, I was driving through and this one of these prozzies, she just bent over and showed her backside and everything, but she had no knickers. And I said to this guy that were driving, I said, oh, that must be a feminine ending. The other day there were these two robbers, and on Crime Stoppers or whatever, Crime Watch, whatever they call it now, they said there were two robbers that robbed this bank, and they both had pot bellies. And one of the robbers took offence, and he went to the police station and he said, I don't have a pot belly, you're very cheeky. So they put cuffs on him and put him in jail. So they said, where's your mate, the other one with the pot belly? He said, he's inside my belly. I said, how can another man be inside your belly? I said, well, when I'm not using him, I deflate him and eat him. You know, like when people eat drugs, don't they, and put them in plastic bags and then go abroad, and then they poo out the drugs in like a sack or whatever, or polythene bag. So the policeman said, so what you're trying to tell me is like you've got like that bloke inside you deflated? He said, yeah. He said, so what you're saying is that he would have like a big blow up doll man? I said, that's right. And he said, I did that as like a deterrent, so when people saw me robbing a bank, they'd be saying, we want two men without pot bellies. I thought that were rude, because he wouldn't let that lie about it. They were very upset about that. But he were in the cell now, so we couldn't do nothing. I just have him with me as a deterrent, this big blow-up man. He's got a pot belly, he said, but I haven't. Well, he said, I have when I'm swallowing him, because he makes my belly stick out a bit. You know, like when you have loads of water, or you've been like gorging yourself on stuff, like chocolates or whatever, or you've been out, like maybe one day you've gone home and you've been locked out of your house and it starts raining, and you're just drenched, and you just like think, what am I doing? And you're found later by one of your family, like just naked, just in a field, and you're eating just soil. You're eating it, soil, until your stomach expands. That sort of idea. But he said, yeah, I've got this bloke inside me, and I said, well, shall we wait for him to, when you have a bowel movement, and he'll come out? He said, yeah. I said, you can do what you want. I'm in prison now, and so's he, because he's inside me and I'm in prison, so he's fucked, isn't he? He said, hey, I'm afraid he is. So anyway, passed out this bloke, and it came out basically like any deflated like rubber dinghy or anything that's smeared in excrement. I mean, that happens quite a lot, doesn't it? It's not an image I've seen very often, but I've seen it a couple of times. And so they blew him up. They cleaned up the nozzle that you blow into first, obviously, and they blew him up, and then they hosed him down, and then they sprayed him with loads of deodorants and aftershaves that they get them for free from the local airport, and those are the discarded items are just like shared out amongst the the armed forces and the people that that serve a purpose, that are civil servants, firemen, police, doctors, nurses, ambulance drivers, security guards. They just share it all out, don't they? That's why, you'll find sometimes security guards stink when you go into a shop, not because they've been there, well, because they've been there all day, but as well, they're using cheap, crappy perfumes that people are prepared to throw away when they get to the airport, because it's crap. They know they're going to have to discard it, but they need it for a couple of hours just before, don't they? So that's why they stink, because it's poor perfume, or poor aftershave, or poor deodorant. So they blew this bloke up, and he had a pot belly, and they charged him. They charged this like blow up man, and he couldn't like testify or say anything. So it was a little bit. It's a bit unfortunate, really. They brought this lawyer in, special lawyer in for this blow up man with a pot belly, because he couldn't talk, because the bloke with the pot belly, his mouth, right, was just like a circle, where you could like introduce something into it, and I searched myself and I racked my brain and I thought, why is it? What on earth could you like put into his mouth? You know, that's that shape. And his mate said, the real man said, well, that's for hot dogs, because he likes hot dogs, you see. So I said, oh, well, that makes sense, because that's the sort of an hot dog shape, isn't it, with the bread, etc. So anyway, he said that bloke said he was getting hungry, so they went and bought a hot dog and shoved it in his mouth. So even if he could speak, he couldn't then, could he, because he had a hot dog in his mouth. And apart from that, it was made of like latex or whatever, or some sort of PVC composite. But he went down for about 10 years, did that bloke, because his lawyer said, look, there's no I can do for him. The person that he came out of was already, you know, said he did it, so he's in effect he's doing it as well if he were with him, especially if he were inside his stomach when he confessed. So the game's up for this fella, poor fucker. And that's it. It's very strange though, very strange story.